Tonight let this gentle tale fill you with warmth and rest. Primrose and Blossom's moonlit connection. This story is about a little girl named Primrose, who finds a deep and magical connection with a wise owl named Blossom on a moonlit night. Once upon a quiet, starlit village, there lived a little girl named Primrose. She had an insatiable curiosity about the world, always asking questions and looking up at the sky with wonder. One cool autumn night, as the full moon bathed the village in silver light, Primrose wandered into the nearby forest. In the heart of the forest stood a majestic old oak tree, its branches reaching out like ancient arms. There, perched on a sturdy branch, was Blossom, a wise and gentle owl, with feathers the color of twilight. Blossom had watched over the forest for many years, her keen eyes missing nothing. Seeing Primrose's bright-hinged eyes and innocent heart, she felt a surge of warmth. Blossom hooted softly, a sound filled with kindness and wisdom. Primrose looked up and spotted the shimmering eyes of the owl. "Hello," she whispered as if not to disturb the nighttime peace. To her astonishment, Blossom replied, "Hello, Primrose. What brings you to the forest tonight?" Primrose's eyes widened, but she felt no fear. "I wanted to see the moon closer," she said honestly. Blossom nodded. "The moon is a friend to all who seek its light," she said. "Would you like to hear a story?" Primrose nodded eagerly. Blossom began to tell a tale of the moon, stars, and the connection between all living creatures. As she spoke, the forest seemed to come alive. The leaves rustled softly in the wind, and the distant hoot of other owls echoed like a gentle symphony. Primrose listened, awestruck, as Blossom's soothing voice painted pictures of celestial dance and harmony. "We are all connected," Blossom concluded, "just as the stars are to the night sky." Primrose felt a deep sense of peace and understanding. She knew now that no matter how far she roamed, she would always be connected to the forest, the moon, and her new friend, Blossom. As the night grew colder, Blossom spread her wings. "It's time for you to go back home, little one," she said gently. "But remember, I will always be here if you need me." Primrose smiled up at her and whispered, "Thank you, Blossom. Good night." She turned and walked back to her village, her heart full and her spirit lifted by the magical connection she had found in the moonlit forest. From that night on, every time Primrose looked up at the full moon, she felt blossoms in the presence and the deep, unbreakable bond they had formed. The next story awaits, calm and kind. Finta and Puppy, a tale of nurture. This story is about the nurturing bond of friendship between a girl, Finta, and Puppy, which brings peace and harmony to a forest. In a tranquil village at the edge of a great forest, there lives a kind-hearted girl named Finta. Every day, Finta would wander into the forest, embracing nature and tending to the plants and animals she found. One evening, as the last rays of sunlight filtered through the trees, she stumbled upon a magical glade, where a magnificent unicorn with a white mane and a golden horn stood. The unicorn, named Puppy, had injured her leg. Despite feeling afraid, Finta approached Puppy with gentle words and a soothing touch. She cleaned the wound and wrapped it gently with her stuff. Puppy looked at Finta with grateful eyes, and from that moment, a profound bond was formed between them. Finta visited Puppy every day, bringing herbs and flowers to help heal her. In return, Puppy shared her mystical stories and ancient wisdom with Finta. The forest seemed more vibrant, as if it too was nurtured by their growing friendship. One day, Puppy revealed that she had the power to grant Finta one wish as a token of her gratitude. Finta's heart swelled with kindness, and she wished for the well-being of all the creatures of the forest. Puppy was deeply touched and granted her wish, ensuring and the forest flourished under their care. Years passed, and the bond between Vinta and Puppy grew stronger. Vinta became known as the guardian of the forest, and Puppy as her majestic protector. Together, they nurtured the forest, creating a haven of peace and harmony. The villagers often spoke of the loving friendship between a girl and a unicorn, a bond that not only healed the land, but also the very soul of the forest. Vinta and Puppy's tale became a legend, teaching children for generations the power of kindness, care, and nurturing bonds. Here silence another tale to ease you closer to sleep. The Healing Touch of Angelonia. This story is about Susan and Angeloni healing a magical oak tree with their combined powers, spreading joy and healing in a quaint village. Once upon a time in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and a shimmering river, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Susan. She was known throughout the village for her gentle nature and healing abilities. One cold winter night, when the moonlight bathed the snow-covered landscape in silver, Susan heard a soft knock at her door. To her surprise, a small gnome with a warm smile stood on her doorstep. "Hello, my name is Angelonia," said the gnome, shivering slightly. "May I come in?" Susan, curious and compassionate, quickly ushered Angelonia inside and offered her a cup of hot tea. Angelonia revealed that she was a happy-named gnome, a special type of gnome known for spreading joy and healing. Despite her own gift, Angeloni had traveled far from her home because she needed Susan's help. Of the last majestic oak trees in the magical forest was dying, and Angelonia's powers were not enough to save it. Susan agreed to help, and the two set off on a journey through the snowy woods. As they walked, Susan noted the serene beauty of the forest, with branches heavy with snow and the crisp winter air biting at her cheeks. They reached the ancient oak, its once proud branches now drooping and brittle. Susan placed her hands on the tree's rough bark, closed her eyes, and focused all her energy into healing it. Slowly, the oak began to regain its vitality, leaves unfurling and color returning to its bark. Angelonia danced round the tree, singing a cheerful melody that filled the air with magic. Together, their combined abilities worked wonders. The tree throbbed with life, its branches stretching skyward once more. Susan and Angelonia spent the rest of the evening sharing stories and laughter under the now vibrant oak. When it was time to part, Angelonia gifted Susan a small vial of glowing nectar from the oak's flowers, promising it would bring joy and healing wherever it was needed. As the first light of dawn broke through the forest canopy, Susan walked back to her village with a heart full of warmth and gratitude. From that day on, she carried the vial with her, spreading happiness and healing throughout her days. And so, the quaint little village between the hills and the river thrived, embraced by the gentle touch of a healer and the joy of a happy gnome. Here's the new story to bring you closer to peace. Gloxinia and Snowdrop, the Tale of Courage. This story is about a young girl named Gloxinia who helps her timid friend, Snowdrop the caterpillar, to overcome fears and bravely face a storm, demonstrating the strength of friendship and inner courage. Once upon a time in a quaint village surrounded by lush forests, there lived a young girl named Gloxinia. She had vibrant red hair and a heart full of kindness. Gloxinia loved to explore the woods and make friends with all the creatures she met. One sunny morning, while wandering near a sparkling brook, she found a tiny caterpillar struggling to climb a leaf. Gloxinia gently picked up the caterpillar and placed it on her paw. "Hello, little one," she said. "What's your name?" The caterpillar looked up at her with beady eyes and replied, "I am Snowdrop." From that day on, Gloxinia and Snowdrop became inseparable friends. Love was a timid, and shy caterpillar, often afraid of the dark forest at night. Sensing Snowdrop's fear, Gloxinia decided to help her friend overcome her fears. "Let's go on an adventure tonight," Gloxinia announced one evening. Snowdrop hesitated but trusted Gloxinia. As the moonlight bathed the forest in a silvery glow, Gloxinia carried Snowdrop on her shoulder. They encountered flickering fireflies, hooting owls, and the rustling of leaves, but Gloxinia's calming presence made Snowdrop feel safe. In the forest, they found a magical glade filled with twinkling fairy lights. Snowdrop marveled at the beauty and forgot her fears. "This is amazing," Snowdrop whispered. "See, the forest isn't so scary after all," Gloxinia smiled. With every visit to the glade, Big Snowdrop grew braver. One night, a fierce storm hit the village. The wind howled, and rain pelted down. Gloxinia knew the forest creatures would be in danger. Braving the storm, she and Snowdrop ventured into the forest to find and help their friends. They discovered a family of rabbits, trapped by fallen branches. Using all her strength, Gloxinia moved the branches while Snowdrop comforted the frightened rabbits. Together, they saved many creatures that night. The Snowdrop, once timid, now showed incredible bravery. A storm passed, and the villagers celebrated Gloxinia and Snowdrop's courage. Snowdrop realized that with Gloxinia by her side, there was nothing she couldn't face. And so, in the heart of the village and the depths of the forest, the tale of Gloxinia and Snowdrop's courage was told for generations, teaching everyone that true bravery comes from within, and the strength of friendship. The night, may your dreams be gentle and warm.